Today I'm going to show you how I turned this into this. With the help of Hexagon Lights from Hykoont, I've now got an accent wall in my garage. I first had to start out by taking down the shelving that I had and get everything else off the wall for a clean slate. Then came the worst part, and that was all the painting. I had some leftover blue paint that I used as a primer for the first coat. I was able to just paint right over the foam board insulation that I had installed, and it seemed to work just fine. Luckily, I had some help from my wife on the first coat, but luck ran out when it was time for the next. I let that dry overnight, and it was time for the second coat. I had just enough flat black paint left over from a different project, and that is what I wanted to use for the final coat. I figured I would only need to go over the blue color once, and it covered the wall pretty good, so there was no need for a third coat. This next part is optional. I originally wired up my whole building years ago and only put a single outlet on this wall, so I switched over to a double box and then took the cord that came with the lights, cut the male end off so I could wire it up to a light switch. I was able to take the hot wire from the outlet and the black wire from the cord that I installed on the switch, and then took a wire nut to connect the neutral and ground to the outlet. The box I chose was perfect, and I screwed it into the metal framing and then did a little touch-up paint on the wires and the box. You'll get two different connectors in the package. This is how you make your hexagons, and this Y connection is how you'll connect them together. This is one of the LED lights that you'll use. Notice that each light is 6 watts. Connecting the hex lights to connector pieces was easy for the most part, but some of them needed a little tough love to slide together. The kit I put together came with 5 hex lights, which is 15,840 lumens, and a color temperature of 6,500 K, which is more than enough light for an accent wall. You just make sure that you install the Y connectors in the correct place to allow for the hexagons to connect together in the right place. If you were to mess up like I did a couple of times, it was not difficult to pull apart the LEDs from the connectors and get them connected in the right place. After getting both double hex patterns pieced together, I installed them together with the remaining 2 LED lights. The length of them fully assembled is 90.55 inches wide and 62.79 inches high. It was now time to install the mounting board that I painted earlier. I measured where it needed to be mounted, drilled a hole through the board with a paddle bit, and then drilled a pilot hole into the metal framing, and then installed 1 screw into the middle of the board first so I could set a level on top to adjust as needed. 1 more screw into the metal framing, and then it was time to install the lights. All of the connectors that came in the kit have mounting holes, and the kit came with the proper hardware to screw into the mounting board. I installed the first screw and used a level in the center to adjust the lights. I then took the level on the left side, made adjustments, installed the mounting screw into the hole on the connector. Same thing on the right, took the level, made adjustments, and installed a mounting screw into that connector. In order to connect power, you have to install a Y connector closest to the outlet, and the cord plugs into the Y connection. The only thing left was to try to hide the cord as best as I could. The kit also provides white zip ties that I use to secure the cord along the backside of the light. And there you have it. Installation was complete, and these hex lights make for a really awesome accent wall for any garage. Most people will take these lights, install them on the ceiling for lighting, which is fine, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit and create an accent wall. I feel like you lose the cool design by having them up on the ceiling. You don't get to really see it, and it makes for a great conversation piece. So I've been slowly working on fixing up my building, and I am really happy with the way these hex lights turned out. Now, if you don't want to have to deal with wiring up a light switch, you can always just plug them into an outlet. But it is really cool having the light switch to turn them on. For the most part, this was a really easy install. The whole design was really lightweight. I did have to use that mounting board, but that's just because it wouldn't reach the metal framing. So I've got a lot of extra lighting in my building. I want to turn out the light so you can see it all by itself. And you can see that it is still pretty daggum bright. It's really cool being able to see the design on the floor. I can't wait to pull my trail boss in here and see it on the truck. Well, I appreciate y'all watching this. Make sure you check out some more videos on the channel, as I mainly use this garage for truck mods. Until next time, see y'all.